Hello! Today we're going to be doing a little tutorial on how you can make a pushable block. I already made it here, and it's very simple, and I'm here to show you how you can do it in your very own platformer. You can also use this tutorial to get a basis for any extra additions you want, like being able to move it more than just one direction, but this is a simple showcase, and this is what it should look like. So, how do we make this? Well, obviously we want some non-pushable blocks, which would just be our terrain. Like so. But we want one pushable block, because obviously you have to get through this wall. We'll signify this by a different type. This is going to be a group. So we'll add it, and we'll just make it group 10. Next, we want a state block, which is here. We might also want to add this to a different layer, that way it can be more easily accessed. And we want to nudge this a little bit over in the direction we're going to be pushing from, which in this case would be the left. We want this to also be on the same group as the block, so now if we select both of those, they're on the same group. Now what we want to do is we want to go and give each of these states a different group. So for state on, we'll do state on will be group 11, and for state off, it'll be group 12. Now we can keep this layer, and we want to set up a few triggers, which we can do over here. So if we go all the way back, you'll find these two triggers, which is what we want to do. And we want to give these their groups, which would be 11 and 12. First, we make this move however much we want, and you can move it infinitely so long as you exit it. So, let's say we want only to move it maybe a few spaces. We'll make it 10, which would be the equivalent of one block. And the move time will be important for how forceful you need to be. So, if we make it that, it'll only take a little bit to move. But if we do this, it'll take very long to move. And let's say this is pretty heavy, so we'll do around 2.5 seconds. Now, we want to make sure that this targets our group 10, that way it actually moves these. So now, everything is done, and we want to make sure it's spawn trigger and multi-trigger. Now, multi-trigger means that you can do it multiple times over, so if I want to push it more than just what it allows, I can do that if I exit and re-enter. But you won't completely need that, and we can showcase what both of them look like. Next is the stop trigger, which has this group, and we want it to be able to stop this if you exit, otherwise it'll just keep moving even if we're not pushing against it. So what we want is to target the previous ID, which would be 11, and simply make it pause. And we also want this to be spawn and multi. And now, this new section, which is what we created, not this, as a matter of fact, we can get rid of this, will work. So as you can see, this block can't move because we didn't do anything, but this block can. And we made it relatively forceful, and now we can move it multiple times. And if we didn't do that, then we'd have to, well, find another way to move. Now, again, if we edit this, we can make it a little bit quicker to move. You might not be able to tell the difference right away, but it's definitely noticeable when you're pushing. You can also make it move more. Let's say we want to move twice as much in one go, that way you don't have to exit it. And that also makes it faster as well. And now we can get over our obstacle. I would also recommend moving this down, that way it doesn't move when you're on top of it, like what just happened. Or, another thing you can do is simply scale it down a bit. That also works. Now, you can also do the very same thing, but make it in multiple directions. So, let's once again make it do that. Now, what we can do is, if we do this, copy and paste it, and then just move it on the opposite end, and then make it have next free, which would be 13 and 14, we can basically just copy this very same thing. So this will be 13, and this will be 14, and what we want is to do the same thing, but we can make it move the opposite direction. And this would, again, pause this group. So now, we should be able to move it multiple directions by just making it the opposite. So now, if we do that, we can seal the door behind us. And that is how you make a movable block in Geometry Dash. If you want any more tips on some building things for platformer or regular, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.